Hello guys, now we're doing some scenery. Obviously, as I guys said before, I just basically got some scenery I'm doing, and obviously I got still a bunch to fit in. As you guys can see, I haven't yet sorted any of this out. What am I doing with all this stuff? Well, as you can see, some of the boxes are new, some are old. Some are just put out the way for now. I'm trying to make a new friend with someone. And she hasn't applied back yet, so I guess that she hasn't applied. But anyway, yeah, so what's my idea after doing these videos? Basically, might go outside, assume it starts raining at all. I don't know what temperature it is tonight. I think it's like 10. I think it's 14 at the moment, so shouldn't need a jacket on out there. Or barely, maybe a jumper if the minimum. So, yeah, so we've got scenery being put on, as you can see. It's like a variety of little bits like this. It's just growing, but yeah, I guess it's because of a variety of different parts I'm putting in. So like this section here where there's little polystyrene spots are, is where the car parking, and then we've got 3 on that side. Haven't yet sorted that out, but over the weekend I'll probably get it sorted, get some more bits done to the railway. But obviously the track will go back down, because I think at this moment I'm just pulled it out because track cleaning is desperate clean, which I'm going to do soon. I'm hoping living in Bodmin actually in the future, guys. I'm not telling you where, but I'm just hoping to live over that way sometime in the future. But I gotta wait 10 years before I can, because my mum doesn't want to move the cats again. So once 10 years are here, I'll probably when the 8th year probably will be the time for it. So what am I going to show you tonight? As I said, I'm just showing you scenery basically for the most part. Obviously we'll just show you the trains we have put away, which is all of them. Ones that work anyway. Yeah. So we got, the camera's going to pick it out. But basically we've got in the yard, that's the Mallard. Behind it we've got the Flying Scotsman, and then the King behind that, and then the Battle of Britain at the back, and the Shunter in the middle, the Class 6, 247s, 25, and then American Dash 8, and then we've got 57, and then we've got 33, and then the 37. And then down here we've got the Pendolino, just put away, and the 350, and right at the back we got the Class 87. So we've got a collection there. So obviously the next up we're going to have to put away is the wagons and coaches. And then what I might have to do with the yard, or what I might consider doing with the yard, is because obviously where the track is and everything else, because this is the stone section, so what I might do is bring this back a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, to make maybe a small patch of this area being a little yard, not a lot, but just basically a small patch of this section being a yard for a little shunter or something, and it can pull the train out from here and right round, and then what I might well do in due time is from line 1 to line 2 is double join it up to both lines, and then what will happen eventually, I'll get another section of track and then join it up to the section here, and then got a couple of sidings. I'm hoping to have probably these one lot of sidings where the sheds are at the moment, and have another couple maybe between these two here, just for one. Well, I want to make one big one off to the side near the road, and the idea of what I might do in due time when I do that is to say a big long yard for the 350, the Million Pond by Bachmann, the 152 Cardium U set, Olympic Javelin. There's many different trains I want. It's electric, diesel, steam. There's many different types. I like American trains, I like the French trains, I like the German trains. There's many different trains I like. But trouble is, in HO scale, they are the same scale as the 00, pretty much. They're a little bit smaller, I think. Not by a lot, but a little bit. I think they're 00 scale, basically the HO scale, but they basically run on the same tracks, same size, tracks to run on. But yeah. So what else we got coming up? Apart from cleaning the track, getting some more scenery down. Not a lot, I guess. It's just doing bits and pieces for a lot of it. Just picking it all up, gonna get some track cleaned, get some more scenery put on, and then during the Christmas period I am going to lay it a bit down, and I'm going to give some trains a test and run them on both tracks, and then see if that works. What I'm going to do with this section here where all the stones are at the moment, well, this section is going to have to be pushed back a little bit, not a lot, just enough so it's not interfering with the two lines, because that's what I'm trying to aim for, is to push it back enough so it's not interfering between line 1 and 2, because I wanted to keep the two tracks right there as original, but then extend it to a yard further over, which is going to be the difficult part, because obviously the yard is something I tend to do a lot. Is it worth doing everything around it? Well, I'm not picking anything out. I'm just pushing it back because I want to keep line 1 and 2 basically as their independent track. I don't want to be basically just pushing everything to the side, like, say one line is suited to fast running trains and the other one is suited to no trains because they can't go around corners out to run the whole system. And that's something I don't want to do because, well, I want to make it suitable and accessible for the trains as well as the 10 people walking across the track, or engineers and all that. So that's the idea of what I'm planning to do with it. It's basically, it's going to have double track in between sections, and obviously in due time I'm looking to put in a bridge in, and obviously in 10 years, well, probably in the 7th year, I'll probably very slowly, gradually pick it up, because obviously when I move out and go into a new place whenever that happens, I'm going to have to pick all the scenery up, pick it up, put it into some sort of special box, and then basically when I move out and got my own place properly, I'll probably put it into the special box and then take it with me, obviously, and then it will go onto that board I had since Mavagissy, and I'll set it up fairly similarly, but obviously I'm going to have to consider the cow because it will be on a smaller scale because it's a smaller board, and then I've got to think about these things. Obviously being in the smaller house, means smaller layout, but it also means less money to spend, because obviously smaller space means you don't have to spend as much because you're in a bigger place for more room, more layouts set up, sort of thing. So there's a lot of things you have to think about when you're putting into a model, especially if you're spending hundreds, if not thousands of pounds at the time. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that happens during time. But, you know, I do plan and have many ideas, but I'm just hoping I can get indoors before 1 AM. That's what I'm hoping to do. But, you know, I can't always expect to spend my life to specs. It's not always going to work out the way as I want it to. Sometimes things are expensive anyway.